Welcome back. So telecom is the big story that we're talking about as the impact continues to flow through. Let's pull up the stocks again. I mean, yesterday it was a complete slam dunk on Vodafone Idea and Indus Towers. Both stocks fell quite a bit. Let's see, the rates this morning. There you go. Absolutely flat, and a lot of different sort of sides to the story. Some brokers are calling for Vodafone to go down to 2.5 rupees, but there's Nomura which says that probably all the uncertainty is over and done, so the stock can actually, the target price is still 15 rupees. So the debate is really a fierce one, and it continues to rage. Let's take it forward then with the two experts that we have with us on the show. Balaji Subramaniam of IIFL Securities, as well as Prashant Singhal is with us. Gentlemen, thanks very much for joining in. Balaji, I was listening to your views even yesterday when the ruling immediately had come through last afternoon. Now, what's the sense now that, the dust has settled on this? First of all, where does this leave Vodafone Idea? I mean, are we looking at a bit of a possible end of the road? Or do you think they can actually manage to raise money somehow, debt and equity, pay off these dues, continue to expand and stay afloat?
Good morning. Thanks for having me on the show. If you look at Vodafone's revival plan or the recovery plan, it had a number of elements to it. One was the fundraise, which is both equity and debt. The other one was the tariff hike. The third one was the relief on the AGR case. So as far as the first is concerned, which is the fundraise part, they are halfway through, the sense that they have managed to tie up equity. They were in discussion with banks and other financial institutions for debt, which is still work in progress. Out of the 2 or 3 rounds of tariff hikes, which everyone is broadly expecting, we are done with the first one. So the recovery story was playing out reasonably well. But yesterday, of course, things changed quite a lot with the Supreme Court dismissing the curative petition on the AGR liability. So I think now the key thing to watch out for will be what happens as far as the debt raising plans of Vodafone are concerned. Because if they manage to raise debt despite this setback, I think they should still be broadly okay, in the sense that they will continue with their capex program, which will result in improved 4G coverage and capacity. And with that, they should be able to keep the subscriber loss under check. So as far as I am concerned, the key monitorable would be the progress on the debt raising part.
Okay, so as long as they can raise that debt, the story continues. Got it. Prashant, weigh on this. What do you think? I mean, would you agree that Vodafone can still somehow scrape through? And what would be the key monitorable for you if this is if this market is to continue being a 3-player market?
Yeah. So I mean, I can't comment specifically on Vodafone, but clearly from a sector standpoint, this is going to be, I mean, India would continue to be a 3-player market. I don't think we can, or 3 plus BSNL. So we can't forget BSNL. I think there's a lot of revival which is happening for BSNL as well. As far as the judgment is concerned, clearly there was an expectation, especially, with all the penalties which were being imposed, that there should be some relief which should come in. But and let's hope that there's still something which could happen. There's another petition which is still in the offing. Let's see if a review petition which is there. Let's see what happens there. Having said that, I think the sector is seeing growth now. Tariffs for the first time have gone up north. So this amount is to be paid over a period of the next 5 to 7 years. So the undercurrent or the foundation of the sector is improving, honestly. So I would not say that we could suddenly become a half player of market.
Got it. So yeah, take your point. So you're saying that this will be a 3-player market, and let's see how Vodafone Idea bounces back from what has been a clear disappointment. But Prashant, on the broader issue of tariffs, and you mentioned the hikes that have come through, and I think there's still some chatter around how well the hikes have been digested and whether that's led to some sort of down trading, basically people, let's say going for smaller packs, etc. For the remainder of this year and then on to 2025, are you expecting substantial tariff increases at all? And if yes, what could be the magnitude?
Yeah, so I think India still is, one of the lowest tariffs globally, right? And in the emerging markets as well. So, and obviously India has, or the Indian telecom companies have mastered the art of bringing in efficiency in their operations. Having said that, it needs to, and there is, because of the lower tariffs, which has been there, the entire digital economy has boomed in India. But I think for the telcos to continually invest in infrastructure, whether it's on 5G and then we're talking about 6G, the tariffs have to go up. I don't think they can sustain these tariffs which currently are there. I would think that over the next 15 months we could see another 25% jump on tariffs. And even with the 25% jump on tariff, it's not going to impact, or it's not largely going to impact a large strata of the people who are using the telecom or telecom services. Remember that our ARPU or revenue per user is still, on an average, is still less than 200. So an increase of tariff by 25% on an average adds only 50 rupees per month, which is not really a substantial amount, even for most of us, including any and every strata of the society. So.
Sure. Okay, let me actually bring in Balaji on this point. Balaji, a 25% increase, average increase in tariffs. I don't know, is that something you're penciling in your estimates? And with that, kind of wrap it up, give us an overall view at this point in time. You're saying that this will continue to be a three-player market. From a stock perspective, what would you look at? Which are your picks? And what's the potential upside? I mean, are tariffs the only real key trigger that can drive stock prices higher? Or could there be something else that you're anticipating?
So as far as tariff hikes are concerned, I would, broadly agree with a 20 to 30% kind of tariff increase over the next 18 to 24 months. Of course, the timing of that can be difficult to predict, but, broadly that is where we should be. Let us not forget the fact that at some point in time, there could be an IPO of Jio platforms as well. And in the run up to that, we could see further tariff hikes. On that, I would concur with Prashant largely. And as far as the stock picks are concerned and stock performance is concerned, I think a lot of the tariff hike related positives is built into the stock prices, especially based on how Bharti and Hexacom have moved up. But other than tariffs, some of the other things to also keep in mind is that the telcos have, at least Bharti and Reliance Jio, are largely done with their peak 5G investments. They are, they have adequate spectrum, at least for the next 2-3 years, which means that you will have the operating leverage coming in because of the tariff hikes and the ongoing efficiency improvements. And on the other hand, you will have capex intensity also coming off. So I think we are in for a period where the FCF generation should be quite healthy. So I think that is also something which will support the stock performance of Bharti and Hexacom going forward.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for that insightful discussion. The key takeaway for me was a 20-25% hike in telecom tariffs over the next 18 to 24 months. Let's see how that will be taken by the consumers themselves.